Hello everyone, a weapon to surpass Metal Gear here, and today we've got another end of 2018 list. This time it's the biggest fails of 2018 for gaming, aka the biggest gaming controversies of 2018. Let's not waste any time here and let's get straight into this. First big controversy is the game which to many would consider the worst game of 2018, and whilst it is bad, personally I wouldn't say it's the worst game I've experienced this year, and I did only play the beta, so well, I guess maybe it doesn't count, but well, it's Fallout 76, just the whole of it. Yeah, this is definitely the game that marked the low point of Bethesda for the first time in a long while. Definitely their worst published game of the decade, and certainly a failed experiment that even Vault-Tec would be embarrassed to have. Where do we begin with Fallout 76? I guess with the first indicators, an online-only Fallout? Now, don't get me wrong, it's not the worst concept. Actually, in many ways it's great. The ideas that could have come out of this, such as taking down raider camps, exploring radiated zones, possibly even finding cool loot with your friends, maybe even make it a big loot game of sorts with the Fallout world and aesthetics. But nope. Every bit of information that we got to this game made it sound even worse. There were no human AI, none. The closest we got was some charred people or something, like, what the fuck is that? Every quest that was given by a holotape, robots or terminals, and oh my god, it made it feel so empty, and that's for a Fallout game. Not only that, but the game was plagued with bugs, and hell, it's still quite unplayable with server crashes still occurring, and the game itself is just one big bug, and not in a typical Bethesda it just doesn't work way. Like, it is quite literally unfucking playable, and somehow Bethesda fucked up bigger to those who even paid extra for the Power Armor edition, something I nearly did myself, cancelling the pre-order only because of my impressions on the beta, and that was the fact they lied about the material used for a duffel bag. Instead of using a canvas material, they used nylon, and this isn't like a minor issue, it's quite literally false advertising. It says on every bit of marketing for this edition that it's a canvas bag, not a fucking nylon bag. This is something you can be sued for. Not only that, but how did they initially compensate people for the Power Armor edition with this issue? Did they get the bag instantly replaced? No, they got 500 atoms given to them, which equates to about £5 worth of atoms, and that could get you about a Pip-Boy skin. Fucking hell, that's just embarrassing in every way. They did later say they were going to replace the nylon bags with the canvas bags after this whole situation got extremely out of control for them, but in typical Bethesda fashion, one last punch in the face for everyone who spent £175 or $200 on that edition. Some people got their data leaked due to a security issue on the Bethesda forums, where people had to request a replacement bag. Jesus, this was leaked personal details, including addresses and even card details. It's actually hilarious how much Bethesda fucked Fallout 76 up, and that's not even mentioning the issues with the engine, the fucking creation engine that's like 7 years old, and the 7-year-old version is based off an engine from 2001. Jesus Christ, the incompetence of Bethesda is stupid, and I'm gonna say it right now. This year has basically just ruined Bethesda, and I don't know if they can come back from this. Second controversy and fail of 2018 is EA being EA, and in what way was EA being EA this year? Well, by practically reviving one of its long dead series back from the grave, a series many were hoping to return, and returning it into a fucking free-to-play mobile game. Yeah, it's Command & Conquer Rivals. I have yet to try this game out. People say it's meh, and you know what? I ain't gonna play it. I'm sick to fucking death of EA. This wasn't even the nail in the coffin for EA. No, the coffin was 6 feet under the fucking ground before this announcement was made. This was merely them pissing over the grave that they already had, that reeked of scum and corruption. Bethesda fucked up a lot in 2018, but they still didn't beat EA for the worst gaming company out there. Hell, I'm gonna spoil it now. Not even Activision fucked up that bad. EA revived Command & Conquer to get a quick buck. They did it a few years ago with Dungeon Keeper, they did it this year with Command & Conquer. I'm sorry to say it, but Command & Conquer is well and truly dead. This is not coming back. This game fucking confirmed that the series is dead. And third up, keeping up with the EA trend, it's Battlefield 5. But before I say more, here's an excerpt from an interview between former EA exec Patrick Soderlund and games media site Gamasutra. These people are uneducated. They don't understand this is a plausible scenario, and listen, this is a game, and today gaming is gender diverse, like it hasn't been before. Either accept it or don't buy the game. I'm fine with it either or, it's just not okay. Well, that's weird. Yeah, but it sounds like Patrick Soderlund was sucking his own dick for a while, then said don't buy Battlefield 5. Oh, and would you look at that? People didn't buy Battlefield 5, as much as you'd usually expect for a Battlefield game though. Oh, and he left the company. Yeah, but seriously, what the fuck? Fuck EA. I don't have to say much else about this situation. They insulted their fucking consumers for the fact the game was clearly attempted to please the SJWs to avoid the dreaded, oh, but there's no women in the game. Seriously, fuck EA. And more so, fuck Patrick Soderlund. I rarely want someone to be fired, because let's be honest, he probably did get fired, but the day he left the company, it was a good day. Though sadly, it was also short-lived, because you have to remember, it is EA, so it's unlikely it'll do much. Fourth up is another company who have fucked up a lot this year, and it's Blizzard. They recently announced that the esports for Heroes of the Storm were basically over with, though they did say it was just skipping 2019, but to me that's another way of saying we're done with esports for Heroes of the Storm, it's never coming back. But that's not the big focus here, because it's actually Diablo Immortal. Yeah, what a shit show that was. It's clearly a cash grab, and more so shows how out of touch Blizzard have become recently. I'm going to say it now, I never liked Blizzard. There was always this sense of scum to them to me, and this was further increased a few years ago with Overwatch, and it's a clear abundance of loot boxes. But this year, they went completely off the rails with Diablo Immortal. Like, oh my god, they got booed at their own fucking convention. People hated them, people still do, to build up all of this excitement for a new Diablo project, a potential for Diablo 4, something people have been requesting for years, and then to announce a free-to-play mobile Diablo game by a company who has made a game that's nearly identical to it. It was easily worse than Command & Conquer Rivals, because at least then you could look at it and say, well, it's EA being EA, and it was at an already abysmal conference for them. Here though, it was BlizzCon 2018, one of the biggest conventions of the year, and that's what the big announcement was. You can bet your ass they deserve to be roasted in the way they did. Do you girls not have fun? Fuck off, you cunt. You know damn right why people are pissed. You have the fucking balls to get on the stage and announce a fucking project that no one wants instead of fucking Diablo 4, which people have wanted. Fuck off. Can we have a statue for the out of season's April Fool's joke guy? He is the voice of the people, I tell you. Because god damn, it should be an out of season April Fool's joke, this game. But it's not. And that's the worst thing about Diablo Immortal. This is clearly a mark of something bad for Blizzard. And really, I don't want to know what their other projects are. Especially if they're starting to look at more mobile ventures. Fifth and finally is one of the sadder controversies of the year. And it's the Fall and End of Telltale games. It wasn't exactly surprising, as we already had a lot of indicators to it, but it still wasn't a good thing. The company that gave us the Walking Dead games, Tales from the Borderlands, The Wolf Among Us, and even Return Sam and Max are officially no more. And it's definitely something that wasn't helped by the poor management. The subsequent cancellation of The Wolf Among Us Season 2, Stranger Things Telltale series, and Game of Thrones Season 2 was a massive disappointment to many, me included. And the fact that The Walking Dead final season was so nearly cancelled abruptly was terrifying, though thankfully Skybound Games have taken responsibility over the project. But the fact that made it so controversial was the fact that not even the employers were too sure about it. They were caught off guard by the shutdown, as they were literally given minutes to leave their job. What the fuck? It's obvious the management of Telltale was a mess, and the fact that people were told to leave immediately is just terrible. Some of these people had only worked there for less than a week, some of those people even moving across the country just to get there. This basically killed Telltale as well. Now the management is under a lawsuit over breaking a 60-day warning law, in which the employees must be given at least 60 days warning about a mass employee layoff. About 300 people lost their jobs, and they were given literally no severance. I hope they have now got themselves back up from the situation, especially with all the support they've got from the gaming industry. But seriously, the whole situation is fucked. Whatever happened internally with the Telltale management is nothing short of ridiculous. But also it sort of ends an era, no more Telltale, and honestly that hurts to know, especially as it looked like everything was coming back to them thanks to the Walking Dead final season. But before I end the video, let's end with what I thought 2018's worst game was. Like I said earlier, whilst Fallout 76 was and is still a complete utter mess, it's not personally the worst game of 2018. but it is surely close. I actually couldn't decide what I wanted to give the biggest shit release of the year award to, so I'm going to give it to 2 games, and well, it definitely deserves them, they both definitely do. It's Metal Gear Survive and The Quiet Man, a game which looks like shit, and a game which sounds like shit, or might as well not even have sounds, and well, both are conceptually terrible, so well done Konami and Square Enix for winning the coveted Shit Game of the Year prize. And that's all for the controversies I'm doing for this list. There are surely some I missed out of, I know, but these were the ones that affected me a lot, and also pissed me off if it wasn't already obvious. But what were the moments that pissed you off a lot this year? Any I forgot? Type it in the comments below, I'm always intrigued about what you got to say, and as always, don't forget to like and subscribe if you enjoyed the video. And that's all.